spot healing brush is what's going to help us get rid of blemishes. I've got a couple freckles over here and a freckle on my chin that I'm going to get rid of. And I can even try to get rid of some of these crease lines. So I'm going to Command or Control plus to zoom in. And the healing brush right here, you can see the size of the brush is set to 50. You can use your square right hand bracket or your square left hand bracket to increase and decrease the size of this. So if I hit my square bracket, you can see that the number's gone up. And you can see the size of the brush on my screen here. But the hardness has a lot to do with how harsh the reality of that cloning is going to be. So if I want a seamless looking transition, I don't want a hard edge brush. It'll look like I cut it out and pasted it on. I cut it out with a pair of scissors and pasted it on. So if I change this hardness to 0, you can see the brush went nice and soft. So I'm now going to maybe get a slightly smaller brush. So I'll just click on, whoops, click on this. Here we go, left hand bracket. And I'm just going to paint over this line here. Look at that. I'm getting rid of some of my creases. So what it's doing is it's sampling some clean pixels around it. So there's a blemish there. And I'm going to come over to my freckles and just draw over top of those. There we go. So it's sampling pixels from other areas here. And do I really want to get rid of completely my wrinkle? Nope. And look how it sampled that. That looks like I have a scar. So I'm going to Control Z that one. So I'm going to show you another technique to get rid of that. So I can even get rid of the crease in my chin. Let's see. That looks odd. Better keep that. And you can also see I can get rid of some creases in my neck here, but guess what? It didn't sample very well. So you have to be careful when you're using this tool that you don't make it look ridiculous instead of realistic. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the look of my wrinkles. So how am I going to do that? And look at this nice dark spot in here. That's partially lighting and then just partially the natural transition of the color on my face. So we have another tool here called the clone stamp. The clone stamp works like this. First, I need to sample an area. So think of a clone stamp as a rubber stamp and you stamp it in some ink. Then you transfer that ink to another area, right? So if I sample my eye right in the middle here, can you see my brush? How do I sample that like an ink stamp and then move it to another location? On a Mac you hold Option, on a PC you hold Alt. And notice that when I push the button, it turns into a target. So I'm going to target my eye right in the middle here. And I am going to target that. Sorry, my phone rang. So I'm going to target that. And I'm going to move my mouse over to my forehead. And you can see that sample is in my brush. So wherever I move this brush, I'm going to be painting in my eye on my forehead. Now take a look at the original sample, my real eye, not the one I'm pasting. You can see that there's a crosshair in there. That's what I'm copying. Where the brush is on my forehead is where it's being copied to. So that's pretty cool, right? So there's the image, but it's very soft. Why is that? Because also these brushes, any of these brushes, you can control the opacity of the brush. So if I increase that opacity to 100%, it's still sampling from that area because I haven't resampled, I haven't retargeted it. So now I can paint my entire eye right into my forehead. There we go. If you go too far, you end up taking other parts here, like over here in the hair. So Control Z. Or I can just go backwards right here. Sometimes it takes a second to redraw as well. Let's see if I click on the move tool. Yep, so it's gone. So if I want to smooth out my wrinkles, well, I'm going to use a clone stamp. I'm going to sample this clean color right here and paint it right over top of this wrinkle, but I don't want to get rid of it altogether, because if you meet me and I have no wrinkles in my picture, but I do all over my face, you're going to think something drastic happened to me and I've run through some terror or something, or had a bad night's sleep. So I want to get rid of part of the crease, but not a lot of it. So it still identifies as me, just not as harsh with the lighting here. So I'm going to change the opacity of that clone stamp to about 20%. And I'm going to Option or Alt click a target right here on my cheek, that nice clean area of skin. And I'm going to move it up to the middle of my crease. And I'm just going to gently paint over it. Now that's only 20%. So I've let go of my mouse and I'm going to click and paint some more. And then I'm going to click and paint some more. And I'm going to click and paint over this area and click again. So I'm only adding 20% over that. Oh, and I have to be careful that I don't sample my hair. If you can see where the crosshair is, it's running into the dark side of my face there. So what I can do is just Option or Alt click and resample an area and start again. So I've kept some of it. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to sample this nice part of my cheek here. There we go. So Option or Alt click to target and get some of that. And I'm just going to paint a little bit over top. And I better be careful. I don't have much of a sample area. So Option click. Option click. Option click. So I'm just cleaning that up a wee bit. And so when I zoom out, Control 0, let's see what that looks like before I got rid of my, look at that, dark circles. So I've smoothed them out. They're still there, but I've smoothed them out a little bit so they're not as obvious. So there we go. I have now used the clone stamp. One more place I can use the clone stamp, or how about we try the healing brush? The spot healing brush. I gotta paint over these crumbs on my jacket. Look at that. Look how seamless that is. Might have to go over this one again. Those are crumbs. That's what happens when you're black and you have something that's crummy. So I'm just painting over those areas, and it's sampling the pixels around it to fill it in. So if I want to do that with some more freckles here, there we go. And that's how you do it. So that's using the clone stamp and the spot healing brush. One last filter or thing I haven't shown you yet is levels in the adjustment panels. This is what's going to show you the contrast. So this is black, and these are your whites, and the middle slider are your midtones. So if you need to add a bit of contrast to your picture, so mine in particular, if I cancel that and go back to image adjustment levels, or Control or Command L, you can see I have a lot of information here, and I'm kind of wishy-washy. So I'd like to add a little bit more contrast to my image. So by pulling that slider over, the black one over, I can add more contrast. I don't want to do anything with the whites because I end up now blowing out the whites in my face and I lose definition in the color. So this is looking pretty good. I can lighten it with the midtone slider. Okay, that's a little bit dark, so I'll keep it about there. So that's levels, and that's very basic contrast building in your photo. The other adjustment I like to use is hue saturation, and that's for color correction. So right now it's on the master, so anything I do here changes every color pixel in the image. Crazy, right? So I'm the Incredible Hulk, and now I'm frozen. So I'll set that back to 0. What if I only want to change the yellows? I'll show you what that looks like. So Photoshop is really smart. It's reading the color pixels. So see the difference in what it's changing? When you choose the master, it changes all the color pixels. But if you choose a channel of color, it will only change what Photoshop can read as yellow, and that's all it's changed. Now, if you find that your picture is too saturated, so I'm going to go back to master, then you can, or you need more saturation to match the picture that you placed, or you need less saturation of the color, you can even desaturate it altogether to make it look black and white. So am I too saturated here? That's too saturated. I'm going to back off a little bit, and I've got -15 in my saturation. So I'm going to click OK, and let's see the difference. So I went from this, changed my levels to add contrast and hue saturation for color. That's a lot better. So now I've got more definition in my photo. So that is spot healing brush, clone stamp, image adjustments, levels for contrast, and hue saturation for color. All right, and hopefully you have good luck with the rest of that. The next and final video will be cropping your image. I think I already did one adding your pictures, so I'll add a picture in the next video, as well as show you how to crop your images so that you can then save a JPEG, an EPS, and a PNG for the digital space.